the IQue Player /IQue is a video game console that was manufactured by IQue, a joint venture between Nintendo and Chinese-American scientist Dr. Wei Yen. The system also goes under the Chinese name of Shén copyright IQue Ji, literally divine gaming machine. Shén copyright IQue also serves a double entendre because the term also means to make a mental journey. The console itself takes the form of the controller and plugs directly into the television. A box accessory is available that allows multiplayer gaming. It was only marketed in mainland China, as the console's unusual game distribution method is an attempt to curb games piracy in that region. Games for this console are stored on a 64 MB flash card which is contained within a cartridge that plugs directly into the controller console. Games were purchased at a special IQue depot, where games may be downloaded onto the cartridge and played later, in a similar manner to the Famicom Disk System, Satellaview, Nintendo 64DD and Nintendo DS Download Play. Games can also be downloaded, by connecting the IQue to a PC. Demo games that come with the IQue include The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Super Mario 64, and Star Fox 64. These demos are time-limited versions of the games. Full versions of the 3 titles are available, as are other first-party Nintendo titles such as Dr. Mario 64, Mario Kart 64, Wave Race 64, and F-Zero X. Technical details: the IQue Player is based on the Nintendo 64, but uses system-on-a-chip technology to reduce size. It plays Nintendo 64 games specifically ported to the system. Processor: R43 64-bit CPU, 93.75 MHz, memory, 4 MB RAM. Bus, graphics, 100,000 polygons second, 2.09 million colors, sound, ADPCM64. Main menu: once the player has turned on the system, the IQue logo will appear. Then, an advertisement for a game will appear and it will say to press the A button to continue. The main menu lists the games on the memory card and info on the games as well. Once the player has selected a game, a message will appear asking if they want to play this game. A loading screen may appear. If the player presses Z on the highlighted game, a description of the game will appear. Like many other consoles, the player can change the system settings such as TV resolution and username. The system's settings will also appear when the player first uses the system. Online services: the IQue Player has online services for buying games, cloud storage, game updates, etc. Currently, there is only one online service for the IQue Player, which is broadband-based. In the past, some gas stations had a kiosk-based service for accessing games. IQue Depot the IQue Depot is a network of kiosks that allows users to download games, update games, and more. Each game comes with a game code that can be used so the user can download the game. Players can also store their games on the IQue Depot network for free. They are mostly seen in the past, at gas stations in China. Users must be a member of the IQue Club and have a special IQue ticket to download games. Fugue Online Fugue Online is an online service that allows users to get free access to games at home, update their system and more. To connect to Fugue Online, players must plug the IQue Player to his/her computer via USB. Games are downloaded on the computer, in a similar manner to an MP3 player. The user will need an IQue ticket, which is similar to a gift card and is used to purchase games. Fugue Online is only compatible with IQue players that have been upgraded to the newest firmware. The drivers for the IQue Player only support Windows XP, and cannot run on newer operating systems. Accessories: memory card the IQue Player memory card is bundled with the system. It is required to start the system and to load the games. Both the games and the game save states are saved on the memory card. Swim box the IQue Player Swim box is a multitap, and is required to play local multiplayer. The Swim box has 4 ports. 1 for the main IQue Player system, and 3 for Swim controllers. Due to this design, Only one IQue Player system can be used, and the other players must use swim controllers. When using the swim box, the IQue Player system is Player 1 equals swim controller equals, the swim controller is used for local multiplayer. The swim controller connects to the swim box, and can't load games alone. Games have to be loaded on the IQue system. History equals development equals, China has an overwhelming black market for video games and usually only a few games officially make it to the Chinese market. Many Chinese gamers tend to purchase pirated cartridge or disc copies or download ROMs and ISOs to play via emulator. Nintendo wanted to curb the software piracy in China, and also bypass the then ban that the Chinese government implemented on home game consoles since 2000. Nintendo partnered with Wei Yen, who also helped Nintendo in other projects, and together they created a game system to get around China's black market, as well as loophole through the government's ban. Originally, the system would support games released on Nintendo consoles prior to the GameCube, which include the NES, Super NES and Nintendo 64, but later in the system's development, it was resulted to only include Nintendo 64 games. Additionally, The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask was going to be included in the software library but it was later cancelled. However, the game's promotional picture is still on the back of the box. Release equals, the IQue Player was released on November 17, 2003 with a few launch titles. Nintendo's strategy to market games in China was to show how video games can help improve children's mental and social development. At first, the only way to get games was to buy them via the IQue Depot, but in 2009, Nintendo released Fugue Online to download games at home. The latest game for the console was released in 2006. Successor equals, as of 2015, no successor to the IQue Player has been launched. Nintendo had previously announced plans to release the Wii in China, but it was later confirmed by Satoru Iwata in 2007 that the Wii would only be available in Hong Kong, and marketed under the Nintendo brand. In light of the Chinese government officially announcing the ban lift on gaming consoles in January 2014, in an interview with Reuters, Iwata revealed that Nintendo is currently assessing the Chinese market, with plans to develop an entirely different console for various emerging markets, which could be potentially affordable for many middle-class Chinese people. Iwata further commented that despite the ban lift, many other hurdles in the market remain, and Microsoft's approach in releasing their Xbox One console in China just wouldn't work, marking Nintendo's decision against releasing the contemporary Wii U console in the country. Games: the IQue Player's library has 14 games. All these games were released for the Nintendo 64 in Japan and other regions prior to the IQue Player. One game was cancelled. Difference to the N64 versions equals, IQue Player games differ slightly from their N64 counterparts, with the text and voices having been translated to Chinese. The only exceptions are the Mario games and the previously Japan-only title Sin and Punishment, where the text has been translated while the voices remain in English. Also, the IQue games are newer than the N64 counterparts, so many glitches and errors from the original games have been fixed. Some features were also removed due to the system's lack of support for N64 controller accessories like the Rumble Pack. Due to this, many games that originally supported the Rumble feature no longer support it. Some features were also added. Many games that allow the player to enter his/her name now have the option to use their IQue Player's username, which can be set at the IQue Player's main menu. Speedruns of The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time have often been carried out on the IQue Player, because it has quicker loading times and faster scrolling text than the N64 version. Nintendo had plans to support network multiplayer in games that originally only supported local multiplayer, which would work in a similar manner to that of an emulator. See also, Video Gaming in the People's Republic of China. References. External links: IQue Player website, Fugue Online page.